In this edition, we hear from someone who's found love online.
We get advice about creating a profile that works.
Now, love at first sight, does it really exist?
Yes.
Does it?
Of course.
Have you ever seen somebody go, wow?
Do you know, now that's the sort of thing like with aliens, isn't it? Because you sort of think that they do exist, but you've never actually seen one. And it's true, I've never actually fallen in love at first sight.
I have.
Have you?
Now, researchers in America, in Ohio, have recently carried out a study which reveals that people do actually decide on what sort of relationship they want in the first 3 minutes of meeting someone.
Well, I think that's definitely true.
Yeah, I mean, I decided within 3 minutes I didn't fancy you at all.
OK, that's fair enough. But it is true. You take 3 minutes and you definitely know. And it's all about body language and stuff like that, isn't it?
You look all upset.
I'm going to cry.
So here on The Dating Show, we wanted to find someone who's met their perfect match online. Now, after an 8-month online dating search, we met up with Jilly Hudson from London, who found love using internet dating. She spoke to us at a windy cafe on the South Bank and gave us some rather exciting news.
We've decided that we're going to move in together. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's all, selling the flat, finding a house and, building our life together, really.
So this is after how long?
We met October last year after... both through the internet. We were talking to each other for around about a month before we met, and then we met in the October of last year, and it's really gone from there. Just instantly really knew that he was the one almost.
Where did you go for your first date?
Our first date was actually one of the coldest days ever at Kew Gardens, and we just spent the whole day talking and getting to know each other even more, because until then all our communication had been by email. So, yeah.
Why did you choose a place like Kew Garden? Often people go and have like a meal or they go for a drink. Why did you choose Kew Garden?
I didn't choose it. He did, so it was his choice about spending a day there. They've got like a little cafe and stuff there, so we could have some lunch, but also it's kind of quite neutral territory. We could just walk and chat and just get to know each other more.
So it sort of took the pressure off in the sense that you weren't sort of facing somebody. You could talk about what you could see as you walked around.
Exactly, yeah, and just, look at what was going on there.
I know that it wasn't easy to find somebody. It took time, and you had to keep looking, and there were times when it was quite disappointing. How was that sort of period for you?
It was quite challenging, because as somebody who is naturally quite shy, and taking the knocks can actually be quite tough, but you've got to actually be resilient and not take it too personally.
Now tell me, how did it actually feel when you knew that the chap that you'd met when you got to Kew Gardens, and you kind of knew that this guy was the one? How did that feel, that you'd found him?
It was lovely. It was just like, because we had been talking to each other for so long, it was just finally meeting him was absolutely fantastic. And it was what was nice was it just felt so natural, and we just didn't stop talking all day.
That was Jilly Hudson from London, who's found love online.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
Got a surprise guest coming in soon, Eliza, a fashion expert.
Oh, really?
And his name is Ruud.
Ruud?
Ruud from the Netherlands.
Oh, sounds exciting.
Yes.
OK. Now you want to create a good first impression when dating online. So one of the most important parts is your profile page, as that's the place where people spot you first by your photo and write-up. Emma is from olderdatingonline.com, and she tells us how to get ahead.
I'd say it's very important to have a good profile on the site, as this is your chance to introduce yourself to other members before you even speak to them. So your profile is the first thing people are going to be looking at before they decide to message you. So if your profile doesn't show you in a positive light, people are more likely to just pass you by.
OK, so what sort of things make a good profile?
Well, a few tips I would give For making a good profile, I think it's important to keep it simple, as no one will bother to read a really long, detailed paragraph. You also don't want to give too much away, so the idea is to leave them wanting more and intrigue someone enough to make them want to message you and find out more. All you need to do really is write a little about yourself. So, are you single, divorced, widowed? What do you do for a living? What do you like to do in your spare time? And then it's also good to let others know what it is you're looking for on the site. So identify whether you want to meet people within a particular age range or with certain habits like non-smoking, for example. And I would say a touch of humour in a profile always goes a long way.
Okay, right, okay. And the photo, is that's got to be important as well, because if you're looking around and you can't see the person, then that's going to put people at a disadvantage, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that a photo on your profile is equally, if not more important than writing something about yourself. So people are a lot less likely to chat to someone online if they can't see what they look like. So the photo is probably the first thing people are going to look at when looking for a date online, and people tend to know instinctively if they find that person attractive from their photos. So it's very important, yeah.
Okay, and how honest should you be with both? Because in a way you're trying to sell yourself to try and attract people, but should you be totally honest with the photo? It's got to be a recent photo and it's got to be a genuine, honest write-up.
Yeah, I think you should be very honest with both of them. The truth will always come out in the end. So starting an online relationship where you haven't been totally honest with each other won't bode very well for a long-term relationship. I think by all means, use a photograph of yourself where you're looking your absolute best, but there's a difference between this and using a photograph of a model. And
you're working in the customer care team for olderdatingonline.com. What are the sort of stats on all this? If somebody's got a photo and good profile, what are the stats? How more likely are they to meet somebody and have a date? Your chances of meeting someone online are probably 100 times better if you've written something about yourself and have a few good photos. And this is definitely true of the members who send in their success stories to the office.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
That was Emma from Older Dating Online. Now, our surprise guest has arrived. We're joined in the studio by Ruud from the Netherlands.
Good afternoon.
Who's a fashion expert and wearing rather a lot of leather. Nice leather trousers, Ruud. Are they red, maroon or burgundy?
No, this is the blood colour. This is the real bull's colour, because I'm not a vegetarian. I like to have, real animal all over, head to toe. No, I'm joking, of course, it's plastic.
Doesn't that get a bit hot?
Yes.
Ruud, on a first date, should people be smart or casual?
I feel a bit hot now, actually.
Smart or casual?
Oh, smart or casual, yes. Well, the first date is always difficult. The first date, we need to make a good impression. Maybe one half smart, one half casual, Smart on the top, casual on the bottom.
Well, what clothing items do you think are real dating winners?
I think the flared trousers are coming back into fashion, definitely. Wide flares, like you're wearing. This is definitely yours, obviously from 70s, but modern ones coming back into fashion. Definitely flared trousers and very tight tops, for the women anyway.
Should you actually go out and buy a special outfit or just stick with what you know?
Well, in your case, I think it's obvious you need to go out and buy a special outfit. But in the case of this lovely lady here, she just, wear what you're wearing. You pull, no problem, babe.
How rude, thank you so much. Well, many men are a bit clueless about fashion. What do you think the ladies like?
Well, I know what the ladies like, but on the radio we can't talk about this.
OK, thanks very much, Ruud.
Would you like to win a year's free membership to olderdatingonline.com? Then go to lovesongs247.com website. That's lovesongs247.com. It's free and you could be in with a chance of winning.
Now, next time on The Dating Show, blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes and attraction. There's a rather interesting study we look into.
And one of us goes on a date.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.